a cutting from, this is called Americana, a Calicarpa Americana, and it's a beauty berry. I don't see, let me come down so y'all can see the purple berries. And then if you all want to pass it around too, we could do that. So, for example, the leaves on there, yeah, you can pass it around. The leaves on there have been known to repel mosquitoes. I have tried to test it out, and I've taken a leaf and kind of rubbed it on my skin. It didn't necessarily repel mosquitoes, but it did relieve the mosquito bites that I did have. So that was, that was kind of a balm for my mosquito bites that I had. Then we have the purple berries on there. You'll see here in this picture the evolution flowers. So you get these beautiful white flowers in the spring, and then those will turn into bright pink purplish berries. And you can take those berries and cook them down. It takes to cook them and make a juice or a jam or something edible. And a lot of these plants also relieve stomach aches and wounds, can help you with wounds. So that is why I say they're good for you. Then I also have on there good for your yard. So let me step back up. In your yard, some of you may be familiar with perennials. And with perennials, they are the gift that keeps on giving. So you have seeds. When those seeds heads come out, they will fall, and they provide when they fall in the fall months, then they provide a new plant that will grow in the spring. You can also use stem propagation, so like that beautyberry stem, you could probably make 3 or 4 plants just out of that stem right there if you propagate it, and I do that in the spring. Both of those, it's growing by seed and also propagating by stem cuttings. They require a little bit of knowledge and a little bit of practice, and you need to know kind of the anatomy of the plant, its seasonal changes, and you want to be able to mimic nature. So for example, some seeds go through a whole cycle where a bird may eat it, fly somewhere else, and then poop it out, and then it gets planted, and then it gets winterized, so meaning during the winter months it gets very cold, and then it'll grow in the spring. So in order to mimic those conditions, you'd have to maybe put the seed in the refrigerator, or there's a thing called scarification where you kind of scratch the seed so it kind of opens it up. So those kinds of things, you need to know what seed you're working with and what it needs in order to grow. But one thing that we can do right here, right now, that is pretty easy is divisions. So you may have plants in your yard, especially, if you have a perennial and it's started growing, and you have several of them, and you might want to space them out. Thank you. You can space them out, and I will show you a way that you can space those plants out once you have a group of them growing together in your yard, and you are not having to purchase more plants because you are making them right there in your yard, and you can easily divide them up and put them in different places around your house. Okay, so right here I have these are native violet. They're pretty aggressive when they grow, but they are easy to divide and easy to create other areas, put in other areas of your home. So while I am going through this demonstration, instead of having just silence, if anyone has any questions, I can take questions while I am dividing these up and putting them in individual pots.